From Anshe Sfard Beth El Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parashat Shofetim, discussion of being completely with God. Pasuk reads as follows: Tamim tiyeh Hashem Elokecha, be whole with God. What does that mean? Well, firstly, let's look at the context of the Psukim. It speaks about other nations, of Canaanite nations, Omonanim, Del Kosamim Yishmau. They're interested in those who predict the future via the cloud formations, those who are magicians, those Chover Chaver, Doresh El Hametim, those who use various unusual methods to speak to the dead, to determine the future, and to communicate with the other world in that way. But you the Jewish people, Tamim tiyeh Hashem Elokecha, you should walk wholly with your God. The Sifrei, the Midrash on this pasuk in this book says that it's similar to a verse in Tehillim. Va'ani betumi halachti, v'deni v'choneni. David says to God, look, I'm going with you in a very innocent sort of way. I'm not looking toward any other source. And therefore, Pedeni, redeem me, v'chaneni, be kind and gracious to me, because it is to you and you alone that I look. I am innocently walking with God. The the Nachmanides, actually takes the Rambam Maimonides to task for not listing this among the positive mitzvot of the 613 mitzvot. And in the 8th mitzvah, which the Ramban feels the Rambam omitted from the list of mitzvot, he says there are really two aspects of what this mitzvah is all about. One is a reflection of our belief in God. That we should believe that He is the one who does everything. He is the one who causes everything. I don't turn to the necromancers. I don't turn to the magicians, because I recognize that it's not in the constellations and not in the Greek gods and all those types of things that in which the future lies, but everything's in God's hands. That's what it means, Tamim tiyeh Hashem Elokecha, to believe that completely our fate is in the hands of God, not in the fate of good luck, bad luck, black cats, under the ladder, over the ladder, that our future and our fate is in the hands of God only. It's a belief about God. Secondly, he says it's a belief in how things work, in how our relationship with God and with the future and what's going to happen works. And namely, we should believe that things that will happen, tiyena elenu lefi hitkarvenu lavodato. That which happens in the future is according to the relationship we have with Him. That we should want that what should happen in the future should not be due simply to the latest discoveries in medicine, should not be due simply to what the horoscope said for that day. But I should hope that what happens tomorrow is a result of the way I behave today and the way I pray to God and worship God today. Now, according to Ramban, that this relationship to God in this highest way only takes place with the most righteous people. But that should be our goal, a goal that every Jew's future should be linked only to our good deeds. Ramban mentions Reb Sadia Gaon, an earlier authority, who also mentions this mitzvah, perhaps in a different light. He says it relates to the pasuk in Tehillim that says, Ashrei t'mimei derech halolchim b'torat Hashem. You know who those who go in the ways of God are? Those who go in the Torah of God. You know what it means to go wholly and simply in the ways of God? It means to follow the Torah. This verse is simply an overarching principle for following the Torah, for being a person who goes with the Torah. Malatuim, in fact, says that there is a large taf, in some editions of the Torah, there's a large taf on this word, tamim, pure, holy, complete, because it includes all the mitzvahs from aleph to taf. The taf alludes to all of the letters, taf being the last of them, that we should try to follow the Torah all the way through, be complete in our observance of the mitzvot. Even im Hashem Elokecha, as Rav Sternbrach, a modern commentator, said, even in the mitzvot that are with God, where we figure maybe God will give us a break, we say, no, even with God, be whole. Do the best you can. Absolutely. Try to be as perfect as can be so that you can walk with God. The Hasidic rabbis take this mitzvah and go with it. The Sfas Emes has many drashot and interpretations of this, and the Rabbi of Slonim follows suit. Sfas Emes says that when we go with God, we reach the shleimut. The goal of a Jew is to reach shleimut, tmimut, which means wholeness, completeness. A Jew wants to be whole and complete, almost in that New Age sense of we want to be complete people. And therefore, we walk with God. Being with God, we find our spiritual side, and in that sense, find our wholeness. Noach, Avraham, Yaakov are all known to have gone in a complete kind of way. Rabbi of Slonim has another take on it. He says, Tamim, we find that word of completeness in Shir HaShirim, the Song of Songs, Yonati Tamati. Israel is described as the dove, the whole one, the complete one. And the rabbis say it's not just complete, tamim, but te'umim, twin. We're the twin of God. The twin in the sense almost of a Siamese twin. That wherever we are, whether we're in Malchut, whether we reach great pinnacle, great heights, or whether we're in the greatest depths, God is with us as a Siamese twin. Tamim, we are im Hashem lokecha. You should walk with, always feel that we're with God. No matter what happens, we're with God. In the ups and the downs of life. The Rebbe of Slonim finally quotes an earlier Rebbe of Slonim who says that a Jew needs to be a Jew completely. There is a temptation to be a Jew during the year but not on vacation. To be a Jew on Shabbos but not during the week. At home but not at work. At work but not at home. In public but not in private. Tamim tiyeh Hashem lokecha means holy with God. And as we approach the month of Elul, the month before Rosh Hashanah, in which we are supposed to get ready for Rosh Hashanah, we need to remember that it's our job to be Tamim Tiyeh Hashem Elokech in all of these senses. We need to believe that it's God who controls all, to believe that it's according to our deeds that perhaps the future will unfold, that the best way to be complete in life is to follow the Torah, and that we need to be a Jew not only some of the times, but all the time. And finally, if we are in walking with God, we remember that God is with us at all times, the best of times, and yes, in the worst of times as well. Thanks for joining us here at the Anshe Sfar Beth El congregation for our discussion of Parshat Shofetim. Please check our archives for past Parshiot and join us again in the future. Thanks to Jason Lefkowitz for making today's presentation possible here at the Anshe Sfar Beth El congregation in Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.